Yeah, it's a sad day at the Nippon Dental department. Yeah, Shinzo Abe got assassinated yesterday, so yeah, I don't know what's going on in the world. I thought I'd try this. I just try a bit of vinegar, just the usual malt vinegar sort of thing, and give it a go. I might put the camera down. I think it's a brand new, just a capful. Okay, here we go. Hang on. Just a capful here. Just going to pour it on. I don't expect anything, but we'll see. It's probably not acid enough. It's only about pH 3, I think. So, no, 2.5, I think. So, yeah, it didn't last long on there, did it? That's because that's why it runs out. But anyway, we'll give it a go, see what happens, and with the next rain, see what happens. But yeah, what's going on over in Holland, and capturing agent provocateurs, getting out of a police van and going into crowds and then having to retreat back into the police van again. Yeah, got caught on camera. Yeah, trying to provoke a colour revolution. Well, that's how they do it, you see. So anyway, this thing, I don't know, it might be starting to come back, but I do like the colour on it. I don't know. So yeah, and my rhubarb's starting to put out its first true leaf there, so that's something. So I set up these two, this one over here and this one over here. That one's got nutrients in it. I don't think that's the way to go, but anyway, I'll put some in here, and so on and so forth. As I said, I think you really need pool acid, which is the pH 1, of course. Red for one, red for danger, on the old universal pH scale. That's why they did it that way, fellas, you know. Red for 1, orange for 2, yellow for 3, green for 4, grey for neutral. And there's only like 2 products that will give you grey neutral reading: polystyrene and paraffin wax. There's not too many others that are readily available that will give you a true grey reading. There's polystyrene and paraffin candle wax. And so you can use those as your control, basically. Do I have universal indicator, the true classical one? And make sure they're not diluting it down. Because they sometimes, they sell them for like $10 to $15, then it went to $20, $19.95, the usual thing, $19.95, and then now it's close to $30 or something. I noticed in some of them I bought, some of the brands, you can tell that it's been diluted down, so they're gouging you again. So yeah, this one is starting to make a move slowly. So they're still hanging on, but it's not the best, of course. And I did this one here. It's getting a bit flooded. It's got nutrients in it. Maybe that's why it's doing that, because I've got the nutrients in it. The water slowly come up. Yeah. So they both had rain on them, but this one's become wet now. But it's got let me see. It's got 3 of those, so that's 3 2/3 seawater in 10 litres, basically. So roughly 6.5 to 7 grams per litre in a 10 litre bucket, basically. And I did another one here. I put this one in that was ripped out 3 times by a bird, the same plant. 3 times it was ripped out. Put it in here and it's starting to make a little comeback, so that'll be good. I'm actually seeing it growing every day, a little bit of growth, and it's starting to fatten up in the centre, so that's something. And all these put their leaves up directly, so which is what plants do when they're flooded, so that's very interesting. And it's a lot wetter on the surface than that one over there, so it could be a thing. This one's not doing too well now, this one here, so I don't know, it might rot off, that one, I don't know, but lots of signs of mottling on the leaves there. Yeah. It's usually a classic sign of manganese deficiency. So yeah. Anyway, These ones are still hanging on, as you can see. And this one here with a little lesser amount of iron. Yeah. That one didn't do too well. So that's something, it's a slow learning curve, fellas, but oh yeah, I didn't tell you, I put a bit of bracken in there. I noticed they're all joined together basically. I took a bit, you had to cut it back, and it seemed like it was connected with other ones, so oh yeah, I've got a cutting in there, by the way. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, I've got some liverworts there, of course. So yeah. Anyway, we'll see how it goes and whether this bracken actually comes up through the, comes up like with the rhubarb there. This thing did sort of try to come back, but I don't think it's gonna strike. But and none of the tomato seeds are germinated yet. I'm waiting for the tomato seeds because, as we say, as the White Sox sour guys say, if you can grow a tomato, you can grow a CP. Whether they actually mean, as I said, whether they actually mean if you can grow a strawberry, you can grow a CP, because, green leaves, red fruits, the same, Strawberry has green leaves, red fruits. I mean, you can say the rhubarb almost has green leaves and red stems, and the tomato has green leaves and red fruits, so, there may actually be a distal connection there, sort of thing. But anyway, that's about it, because we're not really enough sun today, so, yeah. And that's about, I'm thinking of, since this worked so well initially, that why don't I just try for a totally mineral soil? It might just work during the wet when the ground stays wet, but when it dries up in summer, the plants just either go dormant or die. And yeah, or I could put it, a good thickness of mineral soil, like 5 inches or something, over some sponges or something, and put it near a tap or something. So if it needs to be wettened up or dampened down during the summer months, like if you're growing a banana, the roots can't dry out because even though it's got tuberous roots with a banana, they won't survive desiccated soil, unlike a Glossophoensis, which will survive in bone dry peat and sand, a lump of bone dry peat and sand sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, that's about it, I think. Apart from the global news, I think we need to Munich these guys. That film Munich, when the god ugly Prime Minister of Israel, bless her soul, basically put a fatwa out on the people involved in the Munich escapade, and Mossad just hunted them down all over the world and took them out. I think you need to do the same for George Soros, Klaus Schwab, and all these people doing all these, the New World Order, WEF, and when there's Klaus Schwab actually telling you on camera that he owns half the Canadian Parliament, has gone through his young globalist program sort of thing, and many